In the days following the shocking deaths of Nick Reiner's parents, attention has turned to an unusual encounter that reportedly took place at a private party just weeks before the tragedy. According to multiple sources familiar with the gathering, Reiner had what witnesses described as a strange and unsettling interaction with actor and comedian Bill Hader, an exchange that has since fueled public curiosity and speculation, even as authorities stress that the investigation remains focused on verified evidence. The party was hosted in a secluded Hollywood Hills home, with guests including industry professionals, friends, and others. It was intended as a relaxed, intimate gathering where people could chat and enjoy each other's company. Nick Reiner showed up late, seeming preoccupied and anxious. At the time, people thought he was just dealing with personal issues, but now they view that night differently, considering the subsequent events. Reiner and Hader met by the patio around midnight, according to witnesses. They aren't particularly close, but their careers intersect. Initially, their conversation was polite, but it soon turned uncomfortable. A source described it as not being loud or theatrical, but rather an unsettling tone. Reiner appeared irritated while Hader seemed perplexed by the conversation's direction. A guest remembered Reiner mentioning family stress and feeling misjudged, which struck them as odd for a casual party. Hader tried to use humor to ease the tension, but it didn't work. The attendee noted that Reiner was serious and intense, while Hader seemed unsure how to react, creating a sense of disjointedness in their conversation. It's worth noting that no one at the party indicated Hader acted inappropriately or made any threats. Those who know Hader say he departed the party after the conversation and didn't interact with Reiner again. Hader's team chose not to comment on the specifics, but released a statement offering condolences to the Reiner family and cautioning against speculation. Reiner's parents were tragically found deceased in their home several days after the party. Police have shared little information due to the active investigation. They haven't linked the party or conversations there to the case, and they're advising people not to spread rumors or speculate based on online chatter or unverified sources. Despite the lack of official information, the conversation between Reiner and Hader has become a focus of online discussion. People are sharing old Hader clips and unsubstantiated rumors, which media experts say can be damaging. They point out that in famous cases, stories often develop before all the facts are known, and isolated incidents can be misinterpreted or exaggerated. People close to Reiner portray him as a private person who is facing considerable personal struggles. Friends mention his strong bond with his parents, which makes their loss even harder for him. An acquaintance shared that Reiner was dealing with a lot of pressure, but that doesn't imply anything sinister about him. It just shows he was going through a tough time like anyone else. The police are still gathering information and building a timeline by talking to people who knew the family, including friends, neighbors, and recent contacts. The party is mentioned in reports as a standard part of their investigation, not because it's seen as crucial to solving the case. Law enforcement emphasizes that they haven't identified any suspects yet and are meticulously examining all details. This peculiar party conversation highlights how everyday moments can take on a different meaning after something tragic happens. An interaction that initially appeared awkward now draws attention merely because of its timing relative to the devastating incident. It's uncertain whether this exchange actually matters, but it's a stark example of how context can change our perception. Friends of both Reiner and Hader are asking people to be understanding and patient. They remind us that there are real individuals affected by this situation, experiencing sorrow, disbelief, and confusion. The most helpful approach, they suggest, is to wait for accurate information to emerge rather than jumping to conclusions or spreading speculation. While the police continue their work, the full story and any potential connection between the party conversation and the tragedy will stay unknown. One thing is clear, though. A family has suffered a terrible loss. Many lives have been impacted, and the community is seeking clarity while trying not to make hasty assumptions.